because my mom fed me with French food, British food, American food. I must say that when I was little, I don't like the Vietnamese food so much. That side is from THUY, and they are from the royal family. We go to Saigon just because the war. If you are an entrepreneur, try to think very, very carefully before you enter to F&B.
My most common advice to them is that why would you want to be in a market where the biggest company in the industry, Golden Gate, and the margin, and according to their IPO report, is 2%. Please introduce yourself to the audience.
Hello, everybody who watching Vietnam Rising. I'm Caroline, and yep, I am the food consulting, F&B consulting. I have my own class too, and today we also talking about the F&B scene in Vietnam, and is it worth it to invest in Vietnam?
Yes, absolutely. And we will also give you a kind of broad and history background of Vietnamese cuisine. I think you will enjoy this episode a lot. See you in the episode. How's your morning?
It's really, really good. Very, very excited to see you today.
Yeah.
And such an honor to be here on Vietnam Rising with you.
Thank you so much for coming. Well, we just recently meet, but I feel like today's gonna be a very interesting conversation. What is the most exciting things that happening recently for the past 2 weeks for you?
The thing is, I'm involved in the new bakery shop, and that man it just arrived, and I feel very, very honored to helping him to build his business here. Because the pastry will be influenced by the Vietnamese culture too, which is I'm very excited.
Okay, is it a fusion bakery or is that how's it?
Yes, I think it's gonna be a little bit fusion because it's mixed with the Western technique and the Vietnamese ingredient. We try to work with the Vietnamese ingredient more and more, and the flavor that the Vietnamese people like for the Vietnamese people. That's what he aimed for.
Well,
and
absolutely.
What I aim for.
I think that's what missing from Vietnamese culture, like the cuisine scene. In general, personally, so I'm a baker. I do mooncakes and stuff. And one of the idea that I used to have is that there's a lot of in the Western world, there's a lot of vegan dessert that use a lot of plant-based ingredients. But a lot of those ingredients are overseas. But here in Vietnam, we have so many more substitutions for that. And if someone who actually do research on it, I think we can make a whole different type.
Yeah, just genre. Adapt and adjust.
Yeah,
you have the business knowing more about the Vietnamese and please the Vietnamese, pleasing the Vietnamese people.
Yeah. Before we start into the deep discussion, let's play a little bit game.
Okay, ready?
Okay, what's your most favorite dish, Vietnamese?
My favorite dish will be a little bit different from the other people. I will say that bún bò Huế, beef noodle from Huế. Huế used to be the old capital land of Vietnam.
It's Huế cuisine is more like a imperial, royal cuisine, right? Yeah. Everything is very small dish and very complex in the flavor.
Yeah, they focus on the presentation, elegant.
Yes,
because it's for the king and the queen. So yeah, it's like that.
What is your go-to recommend dish for people who never tried Vietnamese cuisine before? Or if you going out and bring in and you have visitors who visiting in Vietnam, then what would the dish that you would let them try?
I will say that it's not pho. It's not banh mi.
Oh yeah, that's true. Same.
It will be canh chua. Bún đậu mắm tôm.
That's
a little bit challenge because can you handle the shrimp paste?
Yes. So it will be if you go for the exotic experience that we can bring you there. But yes, I agree with canh chua actually.
Canh chua, yes. It's not because I'm from the southern part, because I actually mix from many, many different parts of Vietnam, my background. But I must say that it's canh chua because it's fresh. It's combined all the elements of Vietnam. It's fish, it's vegetable. The broth is really, really nice.
Yes.
And the nuoc mam, the fish sauce.
It's like a good introductions of how rich and colorful of the Vietnamese flavor
Yes.
to a new audience, but it's not too extreme where people would be scared away.
Yes, yes, yes.
And then it's like the tanginess and it's like a bunch, like it's very strong flavor.
Yes.
But it's durable. I think that you would say that, right? It's like it's not like overwhelming.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And it also two thing that I can add in. One thing is the umami flavor. That's the most important thing, right? Now people say that it's not so much salty,
Yes.
it's not so much fat, something like that. They will call it umami flavor.
Yes.
It's Japanese word, of course. And then we can say that if you allergic to fish, it's okay. We can take out the fish, and people will say that, hey, you say fish sauce. We do have vegetarian fish sauce.
Yes, like kankul is like it's like a very vegetable soup, like broth soup.
Yeah.
So even with the vegetarian version, it's still really good.
Yeah.
Like the taste is not really different at all.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So we still have the vegetarian fish sauce.
Yeah.
It's made by to be honest, to case you guys, it's made by pineapple.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's made by pineapple. So
And salt?
definitely as sugar caramelized.
Okay.
It's many different way to make it. Some people they even put jiao. Jiao is fermented tofu.
Yeah.
Or some play to make it more tasty. I prefer the jiao is the fermented taro.
Tofu.
Taro. Jiao, they have two types. Right?
I feel like I learned something new today. Wait,
Yeah,
hold on,
we
hold
will
on.
learn everything new every single day, isn't it?
Yes. Wait, really?
Yeah.
There's two types of gel? I always thought that it's only fermented tofu.
It's two type.
Okay.
One type is made by tofu, and the other type made by taro. Taro
okay.
is khoai mom.
Okay.
Khoai mom in Vietnamese.
It's still fermented taro?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fermented cube of taro.
Ah.
Yeah.
Is that cheaper? Is that
I
why
don't
they do
think.
it?
I'm not so sure. I mean, like I will have to research about the price, but I prefer the taro because I do have my personal problem with tofu. So I switch it to taro.
Okay.
And it's more good for me. I think that the taro is more good for me. Only.
okay.
But people, if you have the chance to try both, and
Yeah.
you'll see the difference.
Yeah. Like, where do you get that? Like I never heard of this before though. So if I want to try,
I have to say thank you to my mom because I asking her. Because she said, she would always insist that, hey, you try this one, Is it different? I say, Mom, chow is like you, it's fermented tofu. But then she said, no, dear, it's made by taro. All right. Now I learned something new.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think you're from a background of like people who love food and cuisine in general, right?
Yeah. My family, my mom, she's mixed Vietnamese, Chinese, and a little bit of French. Then my dad's side is from THUY, and they are from the royal family. We go to Saigon we went to Saigon just because the war. Because like the Romanov family, otherwise they will be not exist anymore. So yeah, we moved here, and apparently my grandparents was used to be craftsmanship
I see.
and taking care of the cuisine in the palace, in the royal palace. So yeah,
so you would know
in the
all
blood.
the
Yeah.
exquisite, like elegant complexity of royal taste.
Yeah, like that.
That's great. Like growing up in that, like you must have tasted a lot of different cuisine and learned a lot about the backgrounds of food in general.
Yeah,
right?
to be honest, it's really will be surprised a lot of people that when I was little, I eat just like the expiry date kids. Because my mom fed me with French food, British food, American food. I must say that when I was little, I don't like the Vietnamese food so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because Western food is a little bit crazier, and I feel like that's like
I
the
mean,
kids'
more,
palate. They just like oily stuff, right?
Yeah, for me, it's more like fat, creamy stuff.
Yes.
Then I think that if I look back, it's more like a foreigner kid. But then recently, when I was teenager, my mom started to teach me a little bit more, and I figured out the umami flavor, complexity flavor.
Yes.
So then I reached back to my real culture. I mean, our culture is Vietnamese food, and then I respect that, and I feel good about that. There's some dish that I love so much when I was young. believe me, my mom will force me or do the practice for me to eat it. Like mom tom. I must say that sometimes that I see
Shrimp paste.
shrimp paste, yeah, mom tom, shrimp paste. It's just like, mom, it's difficult, mom. But then, yeah, she say little by little.
I mean, like mom tom is like it's like durian, right? It's
Like durian. A lot of people
Yeah.
really afraid of durian. But I said that little by little. Even the chef that I work with, at the beginning, he say, no. I say, little by little, try. Now he can handle the sense.
Yes.
But for him to take it completely raw, he's just like, it will take a while.
I see.
I respect that.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's the thing. So many food out there that tastes good is actually smell really bad. I feel like it's just more of like the sense, right? People just can't comprehend the sense, but then the taste is mostly really good. That's why it exists.
It's like element. Like a lot of people, like I think that you recently see here is when they come to Vietnam, they say không ngò.
Oh, no cilantro. And no
coriander, cilantro, because the element inside tastes like soap for them. It's scientific proven already.
Wow.
So for them it's difficult. We just accept the fact that some people cannot eat it.
I can relate to that because so I have, lá chanh.
Okay, coffee lime.
Yeah, lime leaf and
Yeah.
stuff. Like we use that in like seasoning and then in mooncakes and stuff. To me, that is like the pest spray.
Oh, okay.
And then I relate that to cockroach because
okay.
because that's the bottle, the one that you spray the cockroaches. That's the same scent. So for me, that's just like I'm eating some chemical stuff right now, even though it's natural. So yeah, that is one thing that I can't handle.
Yeah.
But then the rest, like all the other food, I feel like I'm very adventurous with my food. I had tried con nhộng á.
Okay, con nhộng.
Con nhộng tầm đuông. Sorry, con nhộng tầm với con đuông.
Con đuông. Okay, con nhộng tầm thì I don't. It's silkworm.
Yes,
silkworm.
silkworm.
Silkworm, right? Then we have the con
đuông.
Con đuông is coconut worm.
Yes.
Oh, to talk about that, if you're learning Vietnamese to the certain amount, I mean, like if the audience learning Vietnamese in a certain amount, try to look at the book from the author. He passed away already. Vũ Bằng. Món ngon Hà Nội and món lạ miền Nam is bizarre food.
Bazaar food?
Yeah, bizarre food of
Southern bazaar food?
Yes, and delicious food of the northern part. They will explain a lot about the Vietnamese culture of eating. Why we still eat
The chó.
yes. They
Dog
explain
meat.
very carefully about that.
Yeah.
Dog meat, coconut worm, and if you watch some show already, we also eat mouse fuse. Mouse in the
Oh,
field,
I love
right?
that. Yep.
Right.
Chuột đồng.
Chuột đồng.
This is like in miền Tây, right? It's like west, like in the Mekong Delta.
Mekong Delta.
So there's like mouse like in the rice field. So basically they are not like rats in city, right? They eat only like rice and stuff. So usually they would they would be the factor to ruin the rice field. So a lot of people catch them and they actually cook and eat it.
Yeah.
And personally, it's really good though.
Like
anyone who you freak out with, like you don't know the taste of heaven yet. So just
Okay. Be adventure.
yes,
Yay.
adventurous. It's all it's how you enjoy the whatever the life's offering to you.
Yeah. Exactly. It's a
So
long
can
way
you
to-
tell a little bit
Yeah.
more on that? Like, can you tell how do they explain it? Like some of that bizarre food.
Okay, so just simple to
Yeah.
make it very quick and for easy to you to remember is the coconut worm. Just like you said, if the coconut tree have the coconut worm, it's ruined. So they catch the worm.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the tree is already ruined.
Yeah.
But the taste, why it's so creamy? Some people said that why it's so creamy because it's eat the whole tree, right?
Really?
And
Does that
coconut
work?
is creamy.
Okay.
To be honest, I didn't try because for me, is when it's, I look like they're
Well, I
moving.
mean, you can try the cooked version.
Yeah, the cooked version. So I will try it. And to be honest about the dog meat, of course, I against it. Personally, I against it.
Yeah.
But for me, you have to understand the culture.
Yes.
And to educate people to stop it.
Yeah.
Rather than just saying like, okay, it's a dog meat, don't eat it. You explain to them why you don't eat it. Because for us, dog, for me, I don't say cut dog. Sometimes I say puppy because they're so cute. They're very loyal.
Yes.
Yeah, like explain.
Well,
it's a good friend.
Continue that, and then I'll continue that thought, and then I'll say a little bit on that dog thing.
Yeah, so I think that it's just that they are friendly, they are loyal to us, and they helping us a lot. So just by compassion, empathy,
Yes.
then that we can stop it.
Yes.
I believe we can stop it.
Well, but did they explain why that people eat it? Because I think it's so. I personally, this is my own theory. Okay, I feel like those kind of bizarre food came from a time of difficult. Like there's where famine, and then people were poor, and then they don't have a lot of food around. Then that's where they start eating those kind of things, and it's how they survive actually. So like for example, in the war. I know this personally because my father is like he's a soldier.
Yeah.
He went to the Khmer War in Cambodia, and in his crew they have dogs, and then unfortunately when you go to the war you don't have a lot of food. So eventually, if that day you cannot find any food on the way, then you have to unfortunately kill your pet.
Yeah,
to
it's very
survive.
crucial, but
Yes.
it's for the survival
Yeah.
thing, and it's also called the trauma to them too.
Of course, like it's
definitely they will call this trauma for them. It's because my dad also is going to the same war,
Yeah.
the Khmer Rouge. They call this Khmer Rouge,
Yes.
Khmer Da.
Yes. Yes, Red Khmer War.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So that's the thing. Like, I'm not sure if that's what mentions in the book.
Yeah, so I just say that I don't want it to spoil. So I
Just a
think
little
that
bit
I think that we will give the link
Yeah.
to get that book.
Okay.
That is only 2 books. Spend your time to read it, or if you have difficult, enjoy that with a Vietnamese friend. Then they can translate it for you. It's
see.
very informative book that
Yeah.
I think not people mention that. It's
Yeah.
explain a lot about our culture.
In Vietnamese, we have three main regions.
Yeah.
Northern, Central, and the South. And if you go to different regions, you actually can see a lot of different palette, like the
Yes.
main flavor around those cuisine. Like, please elaborate that.
Okay, we have 3 different parts of Vietnam.
Yes.
Right? So the northern part have to be honest that it's influenced so much by the Chinese. So it's a little bit for me more oily and more like, and the part of the up north close to the border.
Yeah.
They even have the tango.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
Tango, right?
Yes.
That one is supposed to be the horse meat.
Yeah.
Thịt ngựa and the horse bone. They just make it and they're still eating that. But of course, it's crucial. So now they change it to pork.
Okay.
I mean, like the authentic version should be horse.
Yeah.
But now it's become pork meat to be more available on the market, and it's for the tourists and even for the local people to both enjoy that.
Yeah.
So I respect that one. It's the northern cuisine, and we have bún thang, we have pho. It's actually from the northern part, not
Yes.
from the southern or the central. Then we move to the central. The central is more elegant. Sometimes
the
it's a little bit-
royals there.
Yes, and also it's a little bit more salty, salty or spicy,
Yes.
because the weather, like you currently right now, you see that we was having unfortunately the flood over the
Yes.
central part. The weather was so crucial. It was
Yes.
so intense. So they
Yeah.
have to preserve the food with
Yeah.
salt or
Spice, yes.
Yeah.
Like basically the living conditions in the central is very harsh. And either people don't have enough food, so they have to reserve it, or people just, they have to eat. They can't cook when there's
like it's water
disaster.
everywhere.
Yeah, like flood. There's what, tsunami? No, we don't have tsunami, right? We usually have flood and a lot of the storm.
Yeah.
So that prevent people from going to work and making food for the family. So they have to eat a lot of spicy, salty food as like reserve that can go for months.
Yeah, that one. And going back to the south, the Mekong Delta. To be honest, the cuisine of the southern part is very interesting because if you look at the history and you look at the land of Vietnam, the southern part used to be not belong to Vietnam. We invade another country. We invaded the Khmer and Champa.
Yeah.
So to be honest, like long time ago, Saigon is used to be in Khmer.
Yes.
Cambodia.
Yes.
A part of that. So we have the Khmer influence, we have Thai influence, and the invasion cuisine, which is that when we go to the new land, we go to the Mekong Delta. Before Mekong Delta have crocodiles, have very snakes, exotic. Yeah, so it's like we have to survive. So the cuisine of the southern part is more like adventurous. It's more vegetable, earthy thing. So it's very interesting to look at.
Absolutely. A little bit on the history. Then so basically Champa and Vietnam was next to each other, right?
Yes.
Before we only have the north and then a little bit of the central part.
Yeah.
And then I believe there's one princess was wed with the Cham king, and then Cham Kingdom gave us like more land.
Yeah.
So that's why we went towards south, and then later on, that Cham King died, and then the princess was rescued.
Oh yes, please read that story.
Yeah.
Huỳnh Trân Công Chúa,
Yes.
isn't that? So if you can link the. We
Yes,
can both
absolutely.
link the story. It's very very interesting story because just like another country, I think that some country had that one too.
Yeah.
When the king passed away, the queen supposed to be pass away
Yes.
too.
Yes.
It's crucial like
Yes.
that. But yeah, so we rescue our princess.
Yes.
And also going back
Uh-huh.
to take the land.
We're really? Well, I thought that because
is
of
it
that.
like take the land or like?
It's supposed to be. Well, this is the story that I know is the princess was rescued and the Cham kingdom was like, hey, like you can't do that. Like this is our culture and stuff. And basically our countries went to war together, and then Vietnamese won and started taking more land from them.
Yeah,
That's what I heard.
So okay, we checked it out in the story later. It's a part of our history, and I really respect that one.
Yes, I feel like. Well, and the palate. What's the palate for the South? Like adventurous and
sweet.
Oh,
my God, like that is. I believe that a lot of people when they came to Vietnam, they said, "Why so sweet?" They have to say "không đường, không sữa," which is that no sugar, no milk.
No milk and what? Drinks?
Smoothie.
When condensed milk. We put this in
condensed milk. So yeah, they said that it's why so sweet because of the weather. It's hot here, and we walk a lot, so we losing our energy. So we have to absorb a little bit of amount of the sugar level to make it high, like boom, like this. Yeah. So
before coffee became a thing, then
caffeine take over the sweet, but they still have a lot of sweet.
I mean, like there's a lot of northern people who came traveling to the south, then they actually cannot handle the palate or the food here because it's too sweet for the taste. I personally I can't tell the difference. So my family, we came from my mom is northern person, but from central Ruth, and my dad is from southern with Chinese root. So and now our dish, like in our family meal, we have the mix of both culture, and especially in that like Lunar New Year. I didn't know this, but then like after they were separate or I talked to my other friend, then I know that some of our food in our Lunar New Year culture is actually the mix of everything, all of the regions in Vietnam, instead of just southern like the others.
Yeah, so like even when you live in the same, we live in the same country, but when we have mâm ngũ quả,
Oh, yeah.
5 type of element in the like fruit.
Yeah.
When we're praying for our ancestor, it's also showing the difference. In the south, we don't have THUY,
Yeah.
banana, but in the north we have THUY. It's really different,
a little bit different.
Yeah.
And but then now when they are my parents, when they are separate,
Okay.
and I go eat dinner with both of them, like I can clearly tell the difference because both of them cook. So my
Oh.
mom is like very northern, like all this very simple cooking, I would say.
Okay.
It's like morning glory, like
Rau muống.
rau muống, yeah, morning glory boy, and then you eat with fish sauce with a little bit of lime, and then like if your soup would be just that boy, the boy soup with a little bit of lime, or
Yeah.
that's all.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
inside, and that's it. Like very simple, very straightforward. And then my dad, he would make a lot of mắm ruốc,
Mắm ruốc.
thịt mắm ruốc.
Oh, I love that
Yeah.
one. That one during a rainy day, it just like
Yeah, it's like
fantastic.
super comfort food.
Yeah, super comfort food.
Yeah, very strong, very strong and very intense flavor.
Yes.
But yet now when they are separate, like I can totally see that, and I'm like, whoa, that's really really different, and
Yeah.
it's really cool to see that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm very lucky to able to experience all the cultures. So so currently, what is your current work?
My current works beside like consulting for
Yeah.
a restaurant and new business related to F&B in Vietnam, also teaching Vietnamese cuisine.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
To
but
who?
for my class is private class.
I
so when the clients contact me, so I will teach them the Vietnamese cuisine, like the dish that they want.
Yeah.
Or I can give them the 3-course menu, also Vietnamese food.
Ah, okay.
And some is for the Vietnamese who gonna live abroad. They want to learn some Western food.
Yeah.
I can show them how to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But right now it's a little bit low key, because of COVID hit, not so many tourists.
Yeah.
So a little bit, but I'm stable. I mean, like I still keep some class.
That's great. And in your work in consulting to
currently one restaurant and one bakery shop.
Yeah.
Really
Can you tell
new.
me more like the current state right now because of COVID? What's happening around? Like anyone like new riser stuff, or everybody's just kind of trying to survive?
I think it's trying to survive and use the money clever, because you don't know what's gonna happen the next month, because recently the COVID can come back anytime. We don't have the solution completely for that.
Yeah.
So they more careful in every single step that I take.
Yeah.
And me also, I have to say to them that you can do that more. Look at that like a big picture.
Yeah.
How it's gonna look like. This one can be invest. This one is trendy. You can follow the trend, but it's gonna end soon. Something like that.
Yeah. Well, I feel like people who are investing in F&B in Vietnam usually fall into 2 categories. First-time entrepreneur, people who save up some money and they want to do something their own. Then they would usually choose F&B. And then the others are like F&B
Enterprise.
Yes, enterprise, who are very experienced in creating chains and knowing exactly what the consumer want. And personally, my personal opinion is that if you're a first-timer entrepreneur, then F&B is a bad choice to go in, because the market is so competitive. Like it's hard to be standing out. That's number one. It's easy to be copied because we've seen a lot of food trend. That's one thing about Saigon specifically, is that we have a lot of food trend, like and then one restaurant started, or one stall started, one vendor started, and everybody just start copying it, and
which is not
which
right.
Well, I mean, it's well, if it's good, then that's a sign that like it's really good and people are adapting it. But it's also bad for the business, because that means the consumer, they don't really appreciate the original.
Yes, they have so many choice.
Yeah.
In which one could be the
And
one
then
who
no
stand
one,
out.
and no one really go like, oh, I would rather go and line up to that original stall to try the original taste of that specific dish. People are like, oh, where's the closest place who can serve that thing, or they can go and grab and they do, order.
Yeah.
So it's a very competitive market. Would you agree?
I agree. Very competitor market, because to be honest, for some people, I would say that if you are an entrepreneur, try to think very, very carefully before you enter to F&B.
Yeah.
Because it's consuming a lot of time, research, and money.
Yeah.
For time is, for me, since I work for F&B, it's personal hobbies that I don't take the day off. My mind is always working.
Yeah.
Like some people will say the whole workaholic, because the trend, also we talk about the trend, it's changing all the time.
Yeah.
So how you keep up with the trend, and which trendy thing is suitable for you.
Yes.
You don't take every trend, absorb everything. No, you absorb with selection.
Yes.
And then we also talk about the money. Sometimes I say that it's never be enough. It's really never be enough.
Yeah.
The more that you have, the more that you can invest.
Yes.
And the more that you can take a risk. So I will say that if you come to Vietnam, please do the research very carefully.
Yeah.
That's the thing that the enterprise, sometimes they stay here for 2 years, 3 years, just very humble, doing the research. Analysts, like they're using NISOs, right? NISO for the research.
What?
That is a company name.
Nelson.
Nelson. Yeah, sorry,
Nelson.
my pronunciation. Nelson, to do the research for them before,
Yeah.
so they know what the Vietnamese like.
Yeah.
Because please the Vietnamese, then we have the expat, when they have the foreigner. I always recommend to my clients that from 80% to 20% or 70% to 30% about the larger percentage is going to the Vietnamese, for the Vietnamese. Because they're still the one who dominate the market, isn't it? Yeah, at least in Vietnam.
Yeah. Personally, I feel like, I don't know. Would you recommend against? Like, have you ever declined or tell someone to not investing in this?
There's some case, to be honest, I will have to say to them that it's not worth it. I mean, my motto or priority is to see them successful.
Yeah.
And helping them to grow in Vietnam. Like every single market, I guess, all around the world, that there is a piece of cake.
Yes.
Like the market is like a piece of cake.
Yeah.
There's the market's like not completely yet, so you can enter to some part of it, but be more clever at the thing that which thing that missing on the market.
Yeah.
Try to complete that. Try to fulfill that. Be the one who stand out.
Yeah.
So at some case, to be honest, I will say to them, it's not worth it. You should consider. But if they still insist, my work is just to helping them
as much as possible.
As much as possible, and like prevent some mistake that the other people already done.
That's why I can see why F&B is very interesting, or like a very
I learn a lot.
attractive market for people, because it's so it's everywhere. Basically, the common saying is that everybody eats and drinks. So if you're in the business, then you mostly always have customer. But then the margin is like crazy low. So this is my personal advice to people who reach out to me and hey, I want to do research in Vietnam to do F&B. Like they're from overseas and they text me that. Then my most common saying for them, my most common advice to them is that why would you want to be in a market where the biggest company in the industry, Golden Gate, which own like 400
they everywhere.
Restaurant, they are everywhere.
They everywhere, and
they have
I
like
have
10
a privilege to work with them at some point too.
They have at least 10, like more than 10 different type of brands to provide to the consumer, and the margin, and according to their IPO report, is 2%. Well, I mean, maybe it's not the correct one, but just that's how you kind of like measuring the market, right? If the biggest company in the market has having 2% profit margin, of course, 2% margin for them is like a few $100 million. Yes, but it's still 2%. That means that how can you, as a small and medium business, could compete with that, or like could go in and make a lot of profit?
Yeah, I totally agree. That's why when you are wanted to invest in Vietnam, think carefully and do it step by step. Don't rush. Rush will killing you, will mash you to the ground.
Yeah. But then there are also cases like beer crab, right?
Beer crab. Yes, very interesting.
Yes, beer crab is like, so the one is BIA and craft. So it's beer crab brand. Yeah. And also they have restaurant outlet. It's called Ut Ut. Ut Ut. Ut Ut is UTUT. Yeah. So they are the one of a kind successful case in Vietnam, right? So they have beer craft, they have food there, and it's really popping. People love it, like domestic, like locally, and foreigners, expats as well. Yeah. And eventually, that team able to, sold their brand to another big shot in the market. So, what do you think is the element contribute to their success?
I would think that at some point I can share with you. I know Mark, Tim, and Albin is the co-founder of the Beer Crab and Ut Ut too. They're very good at what they're doing. Yeah. Because the three of them have been so long into Vietnam, so they not only have the Western mindset, like from the outside of the country, but also blend with the Vietnamese culture, even with the name. Like you see, the Nhau Nhau, the Runken place, eatery place, Ut Ut.
Oh, Nhau Nhau is also from them?
No. I mean, like Nhau is the word for
drinking,
right?
Yeah.
It's from, like, they really play with the word Ut Ut. It's the sound of the pig, right?
Yes.
Then we have beer craft instead of beer, like BEER.
Yeah.
It's beer, beer, the Vietnamese word.
Yeah.
And you can see with the name of the beer only, they play around with that instead of aiming like amber, like some like
pastor
something like some like normal name. They go very, very creative with a very some sentence which is that, and then make people laugh.
And Vietnamese people actually love witty humor. And I think the
joking a little bit funky.
Witty, very naughty. A lot of wordplay is what our culture preference humor. And then that brand specifically executed like perfectly. To the audience.
I think because of the taste, because of the name, their strategy, and to be honest, one of the things that I like the most and make they stand out from the crowd is instead doing brewery, they do like collecting all the beer around Vietnam, make in Vietnam, crafting. Then to be just like a beer club, a beer pub. So you going there, just like in Belgium. If you go to the Belgium, you will see that there's some place that you can see have the beer all around the world. This is what they're doing here in Vietnam. So you can go there. You're not only having beer from Beer Crab, but you can also have
Pastor Brewery,
Thay Thay, Heart of the Darkness, right?
Heart of Darkness,
Yes, Heart of
yeah.
Darkness.
And Heart of Darkness have Singapore outlet too.
Yes,
So you know.
East West,
Yeah.
Winking Seal, Seven Bridge. I mean, like they
Well,
have
there's so many now, huh?
so many now, like so many now, and even my friend Saigon Cider, Hannah,
Yeah.
also entered into that one. So it's good.
Yeah.
They collect
Yes.
rather than doing brewery, which
Yeah.
is that you can have more competitor outside, and it's make the game more harder for you to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I feel like it's always a good tactic to when you're in a competitive like crowded space to use collaborations and synergies in your business
Yeah.
model instead of like trying to be the big one who can win everybody else.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing specifically for beer craft, for example, if you're trying to be the best, it's kind of like subjective.
Yeah. I really agree about that. Like instead of being the very, very best of the best,
Yeah.
I say that okay, what they're clever in the way that they collect things.
Yes.
Okay, so people going to me because I had more variety choice.
Yeah, but then how did they able to convince local audience or local consumer to love their place?
Yeah.
Because there are so many other nyao options that
Yeah,
generate in Vietnam, right? Nyao is the word for when we go out eating with like street vendor or like low table when we have a lot of beer and a lot of food. So it's a common business model in Vietnam.
Yeah.
But how did they stand out from that?
I think because of the income of the Vietnamese people now is rising up a little bit, so
Yeah.
they will switch from the traditional nhau to a little bit more
Premium.
I think like middle range.
Middle
nhau.
income.
Yeah, middle income. So they want a place to chill out,
Yeah.
but also have a little bit vibe, elegant, the unique thing.
Yeah.
So it's beer craft. It's crafting. Then also about the atmosphere around.
Yeah.
You have plenty of choice. You have a food that combine from because they actually have some recipe and slightly like that.
Yeah, so very unique
Yeah.
dishes, right? There's one in particular I like. It's the crispy chicken skin nacho.
Okay.
So basically, it's the chicken skin.
Yeah.
They fry it up like it's like a nacho, and then they have toppings on it. So it's replacing the regular nacho with chicken wing.
Yeah,
Chicken
and
skin.
also they very like get the trend. I
Yeah.
said they get the trend. They have the vegetarians or
What?
vegan meat or something.
Oh, the impossible meat.
Yeah.
Is that one?
That one, yeah. So they have it. They're the
Oh,
one
okay.
who like let the market knowing this is available. My friend, all of them love it.
Oh wow, that's good.
Yeah, I'm not vegetarian or vegan too, but I also like to try it, and it's good. It's
Yeah.
really, really good. It tastes really, really nice. So you see, they get the trend. They blend the Vietnamese culture. So that's how they success.
Wow.
Yeah.
And would you recommend someone who in F&B when to be a trendsetter or when to be a trend follower?
I think trendsetter, like there's some people using the word that educate the market. I don't like that word. I say that let the market experience more and let them know what is better choice, not educate, because educate is a little bit intense for
Yeah.
me. Like because everybody have their own choice. Like okay, this pho can be good for you, but not good for me, or I don't feel so good. This banh mi is getting like everybody so crazy about banh mi, Hun Hoa, right? For me, it's also I'm not against it, but I have my own choice, and it's like it need to be a little bit balanced between the filling and the banh mi, so you can feel everything in the same time.
Yeah.
Like that. So we have variety choice. So show them a little bit that this is better, this is trendy, but don't let the trend leading you so much, because some trend for this business model is good, but for some other business model it's a trap. You will lose more money.
Yeah.
And it's not consistency to follow those trends.
Yeah. And then there's so many cases already, right? Like a lot of street food trend.
Yes.
And when there's a street food trend, especially in Saigon, then so
Many people
open
follow,
up,
yeah.
open up a business like a shop, small shop, and then just do that specific dish. And then when the trend died out, like only I don't know, like 1 out of 100 of them stay in the market. So it's a very very harsh market. But I would say it's also very creative, right?
Yeah.
Everybody. There's a common saying that every restaurant in Vietnam, when you go, you can see the different style because of the chef. There's some family secret recipe, or it's every restaurant when you go, you have to have the right expectations, basically.
Okay.
Now let me rephrase that one. I feel like Vietnamese cuisine and F&B scene, they are very creative. Every chef has kind of like a ego or like their own personality, and they show it in the food a lot. So when you actually go to any restaurant, you can kind of see the signature or the personality of the chef, and it's great for creativity. But from a marketing standpoint, for example, in a bigger picture, when you say if we want to promote Vietnamese cuisine, do you think that's a good way? Being so creative that every single shop house, every single restaurant is kind of like have their own signature thing, or we should have a uniform, a creative taste of food, so when people, wherever they go, to a restaurant in Vietnamese food, anywhere in the world, they know exactly what they should expect.
Okay, so to answer you, really interesting question. I will say that I will still remember one of my partners he said to me that this thing, fusion, confusion. It's confused people, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think fusion is good. It's adding the creative of the chef. But for the Vietnamese food, to make it grow more, let them people understand what is the actual Vietnamese thing first, the basic.
Yeah.
Then you can create it and try to when you eat something, try to feel it like, okay, this is the basic. What is can collaborate, can be upgrade,
Yeah.
but don't it's out of the box, but not too much, because
Yeah.
some ingredient cannot go together.
Yeah.
Like for me, I must say, I don't think that truffle go along the way with the pho.
Yes.
I mean, like at first I say, oh, it's fancy. I try, but then okay, the truffle is very earthy. They even call it the black diamond.
Yes.
Because it's very very expensive. You have some slice on the pho, and I was like, pho it have is already enough. It's complexity.
Yeah, like aroma, different.
Yes. So you don't have to put more strong taste, which is a
Wait,
little.
so what overwhelmed did you taste the aroma, like the pho taste, or did you taste the truffle more when you have that?
The truffle a little bit
okay.
more, which was for me it doesn't mend together, like
I
it doesn't
see.
mend together, not like for each other.
Yeah.
But you can upgrade at the point about the protein. I say the protein compound is like, instead of the normal meat, like the normal beef we
Yeah.
have on the market, we can use it to do Wagyu beef.
Yeah.
We can use a Kobe beef.
Elevate
elevate
the ingredients.
Yeah, elevate the ingredient. Don't try to
Change
the spices,
Yeah.
or don't change the main ingredient inside. And you can even put, I saw some like lobster. There you go. But just don't put something overpower the original taste. Then it's gonna be okay. Yes, just like that. I mean, like you can learn, like even for foreigner chef doing the Vietnamese food, I still welcome them. Like, okay, as long as you learn the basic, you outside of the box, you put your creative, but cautious, like with cautious
Yes.
and like adapting what we have here. Don't try to make it more fancy. Don't try to make it more harsh.
What's your thought on fish sauce ice cream?
Fish sauce ice cream. Okay, I must say for this exceptional, my friend did that pretty well, and I can mention his name, Raf Gelato.
Yes.
I try it.
It's actually really good though. Like you said,
It's good, absolutely amazing. For me, it's just like because he also have a bacon ice cream. Have you tried it?
No,
Bacon
I
ice
haven't.
cream. Bacon ice cream. So it's a little bit like salted caramel.
Yeah.
For me, the
it's basically just like salted vanilla ice cream. That's it.
yes. So for that, I'm willing to try. I
Yeah.
even tried the pho of him, and they say, okay, maybe it's only me.
They have a pho ice cream too?
Yes,
Okay.
they do. I try to ask Rab, can you make this one again for
Yeah.
us? Oh, to try for the team to try to.
Yeah,
the
you should have a signature.
Yes,
like,
and please
pre-order.
write there. This is order, special order for Vietnam Rising, right?
Yes.
Like the pho and a fish.
Vietnam rising flavor.
Yes, Vietnam. This is the taste, right?
Yes.
This is the flavor for only Vietnam Rising. So, yeah, that's one. It tastes just like Thai basil for me.
Yeah. Thai basil.
Yeah, Thai basil.
Like a-
Hung quế.
Oh, okay.
Hung quế. Yeah, like that. So for that, he challenging himself to put the thing like fish sauce, savory, with ice cream,
Yeah.
sweet, but sweet and salty. If you look back,
It's a great combo.
yes, it is. We have salted caramel.
Yes.
So it's just like that.
Yep. And to anyone like out there think that eating salt with fruit is weird, like it's
Yeah.
just ridiculous good. Like you don't even understand the amount of like power salt has. And then like in Vietnam, we have so many
Yeah.
different like salt. Do you know that there's so many different salt?
Yes.
Like, there's shrimp salt, there's chili salt, there's ant salt I think too. But I don't think that you eat that.
Yeah.
We don't eat that with fruit though. But the salt, basically, even in bakery, like when you bake sweet food, you put a little bit salt inside.
The
Because
sweet
it's-
pudding.
Yeah, and then you elevated the flavor out. So eating salt with fruit makes so much sense.
Did you recognize that when we drink coconut juice,
You should put salt in. Yes,
because it's elevated taste more. It's
Yes.
even more sweet. than
no one know that though. Like not a lot of people know
when
that.
I say that to my friend, like most of the expat or foreigner, they say, "What?
Yep.
Yeah, why? What? Why?"
I
said
know that
I have to
reaction.
explain a lot of things. It is like it's about element. It's about the yin yang thing. It will be a long story if we talk about that.
Well, the
yeah.
cuisine basically in Vietnam, we are basically honoring all the flavor, and the goal is to have a balanced flavor in every kind of food we make, right? Sweet, sour, spicy, salty, and unami. Is that
umami.
umami? Okay,
Umami.
yeah. So all those 5 flavor is what Vietnamese culture always kind of wants to approach.
Yeah.
Like every single dish you taste will have all that element. Yeah, most
exactly.
of them. Yeah. And about chef personality, I heard that chef, they always have a little bit tattoos on themselves, right?
Tattoo. I do have. I do have like 2 because I'm wearing long. Is the one with Turkish. Because for me, Turkish cuisine also my passion. Like I like the sweet from them.
I see.
Lokum, baklava, like that.
Wow.
I really like it. And
There's not
I
a lot
have
of
another
Turkish
one with
cuisine
all the
restaurant in
thing,
Vietnam.
like the tune in the kitchen.
What's this?
It's a knife,
Oh.
the whisk, and the flip.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I have to say thank you to Chris, my tattoo artist, because he did it pretty well.
Yes.
Yeah, and this one, if someone wondering, is artist benendenim is mean love is my religion.
Ah.
Like when you do something, that's also when I work with my client. If you love your job, if you do with the love, you put more passion, you put more energy, and the work will be complete and successful. That's the only thing that I want to remind me all the time.
Yeah, and I think that approach to life, like any business, like F&B or not, is always gonna give you a lot of joys and a lot of fulfillment in your life in general.
Yeah, it is.
Yes. Did you really eat pizza when you don't eat the crust? Do you eat the crust, pizza crust?
The crust, the outside.
Cái viền bánh đó.
Okay, I eat it because it's the crunchy part. I will say that it's personal choice. I always respect the personal choice. If we
force on people like how to
Yeah,
eat. Wait, no,
yeah.
but then there's things that you have to eat properly to make it good though.
yeah, like if it's to be honest, pizza from Italy, right? We will eat without the ketchup. Here in Vietnam, we eat with ketchup. And yes, some people even eat with sriracha, the chili sauce.
Yes.
I'm saying as long as it make you happy, whatever the way you eat, it's your choice. Just feel it's good for you. It's make you feel happy. You taste all the thing, the goodness in the dish, and there you go.
But is there anything that you will say, if you do that, I would hate you. If you eat like that, I would hate you.
Oh, I think that the Italian community will like it. No pineapple on a pizza, please. Yes, it is. It doesn't mean together. Or at least for me, and I will say I know that there's a lot of videos on internet that you showed it to the Italian. They just like no, that's a big no. And for me too, a big no. I like. I mean,
The one time that salt and sweet combination doesn't
yeah,
work.
that's a weird thing for me. It's like
It's kind
like,
of acidic too.
yeah,
I think that's why.
Like people think like it's Hawaiian. I heard that it's not from Hawaii. It's from Canada. So anyway, we can check it out. But
And
for
it's
me,
even
no
weirder.
pineapple on pizza, please.
That's even weirder because Canada doesn't have pineapple. That's
I
tropical
don't know.
fruit. And then
I
how
know.
they invented this.
Maybe just in from the can, right? Maybe from the
yeah.
can. Maybe from the can.
That's why it's sweet.
It's also going back to the thing that we talked before,
Yeah.
fusion, confusion. So don't just make a same mistake, right?
Yes, I agree. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like eating is just it's fun. It's adventurous. A lot of people, like they like what they eat, right? Sometimes they just
Yeah.
eat exactly what they want.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like you should be more adventurous in general.
Yeah, because eating also learning.
Uh-huh.
You learn the different culture. You learn the dish from that typical region.
Yeah.
And the story behind of that family.
Yeah. And then always try to mix things or like find combinations and understand like how that food is good. Like for example,
Yeah.
my boyfriend, do you know mooncakes, right? So mooncakes suppose you eat tiny pieces and you sipping tea with it. So it's sweet and then the tea will
Cut
balance it
the-
out.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's like it's really nice hanging out. It's like a nipping on kind of food, right? You know what? I just learned this like a month ago that this is how you eat it. He cut out like a quarter of the cake and put the entire thing in his mouth.
Oh.
And then telling me, and then he's like, "Yeah, mooncake's not my thing." And I was like, "You eat like that? That's why you don't like it. Like, you didn't eat it properly to
Yeah.
enjoy how it's actually made." And sometimes I feel like there's some food that you should do that. Like
Yeah.
learn how to eat it properly
yeah.
to know why people love it.
Yes, yes.
Like I think Vegemite is something similar, like the
Oh yeah, the yeast. The yeast
in
base
from
is,
like Australia, right?
Australia, UK
Uh-huh.
also they have their own version,
Yes.
and it's like durian.
Yeah.
For us, like for other people, it's durian. For us, it's like the same thing. It's you need to like it.
You have. I think there's
Like,
a specific
you like
way.
it or you don't?
Yeah. But then you have to have a specific way to eat it, and you can't just eat it straight. That's
Yeah,
just
it's
gross.
not. It's like you eat with jam or something or like that. I
Yeah.
have a friend who showed me how to eat it. I say, okay, I still can handle it. I don't like it, but I still can handle it. Like that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So respect. I feel like respecting the culture, understand where it come from.
Yeah.
And just be more adventurous.
Yeah. You don't like it, but maybe later on you like it. Who knows, right? Who knows?
Absolutely. And I feel like you have, personally, I see that you have a lot of academic writing, blog posts on food, especially Vietnamese cuisine. And so if anyone out there who is listening to this podcast and want to reach out to you or look at more of your work, then how do they find you?
Oh, you definitely can find me on LinkedIn. You can contact me on LinkedIn. You can contact me on my personal Facebook. I think that we will link down for
Can
people.
you just name it right now so
Yeah,
everyone can
Caroline Nhật Thùy Nguyễn is my personal page.
both on LinkedIn and Facebook?
Yes, and also I have my own page. Facebook page is Caroline Foodie in Saigon. That's my
Caroline
yeah,
Foodie in Saigon. Yeah,
yeah.
that thing. Yeah, that one. It would be easier for people to look at.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I think today I feel like we had such a good session. I learned a lot about Vietnamese food.
Yeah, I learned a lot from your research about the market too, because even I'm doing consultant, there's a bunch of things we will learn every single day, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And in such creative, competitive, interesting market like F&B, everybody should just learn more.
Vietnam is a good place right now for you to invest. And because we also have EVFTAs already here, they will support you more. So do the research carefully, step by step. And I hope that you guys will all bloom in Vietnam in terms of business.
I think that's an awesome wrap up for this episode.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Yeah, absolutely. It's such a joy to have you
Yeah,
here today.
it's absolutely fantastic to have a conversation with you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, thank you. And thank you for tuning in on this episode. If you like it, make sure to let Caroline and me and our team Vietnam Rising to know it. Go check out her page or her LinkedIn at Caroline Nhật Thùy Nguyễn or her Facebook fan page Caroline Foodie in Saigon.
Yes.
Yeah, right. And if you like this episode, let us know. Vietnam Rising Podcast on all of our social media handles. And rate us on iTunes too. And see you in the next episode. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Good job, Anne. Good job.